Another signing happened. Ladies and gentlemen, the Commanders signed this guy, tight end going into year 12, Super Bowl champion, absolute stallion and stud, always has a great fade.
Great.
Always has a great fade. He got mentioned in Jason Kelce's retirement speech just the other day. Ladies and gentlemen, Zach Ertz.
Yeah, Zach.
How are we?
What's up, guys?
How are you?
We're doing well. How are you?
Good.
We're doing well, man.
I forgot you went to Stanford. We had Dalton Schultz on yesterday. Mm-hmm. Now we got Zach Ertz on. This is becoming a Stanford tight end show all of a sudden. Kobe Fleener's on tomorrow. Kobe Fleener's on tomorrow. Zach, congrats on the new deal with the Commanders. Obviously, everybody linked you and Kliff Kingsbury. Is that a big piece of this? What did you learn about the Commanders going forward? Because obviously, brand new chapter. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. Obviously, Kliff has been a huge part of my success the past few years in Arizona. And so when he got the job in Washington and I was a free agent, it was very easy for me to say, hey, this is a place that I would love to play for. They've essentially redone the entire building since when I first came into the league. New owner, new GM now, new head coach. And I've never heard anyone say a bad word about Dan Quinn. And so I'm extremely excited to play for him and get back on the East Coast is going to be fun.
Hell yeah, man. I think obviously Commanders fans have to be pretty excited about it all, about what the future could look like. You just laying out what you heard and your thoughts as somebody that's been introduced to this brand new chapter, it's going to get some people jacked up. Yeah. I think people are going to get a little zeked up over there about the future of the Commanders. Go ahead, AJ.
Zach, what does Kliff do, like, specifically as an offensive play caller? We hear people talk about the genius of what he is, and he spends 20 hours in the office studying everything and opponents and how to exploit them. Like, what do you like that he does offensively?
Yeah, it's obviously I was kind of raised in the West Coast system at Stanford with Coach Harbaugh and Coach Shaw. And then my first couple of years with Chip were so different. And then Doug Peterson was completely different. But they all kind of had similar terminology. But when I got traded to Arizona years ago, I pretty much had to put everything aside I knew about offensive terminology and kind of rewire my brain just because it is so different from what I was in for so long. But I think the thing that's unique about Kliff is that he doesn't care where a play comes from. He doesn't care if it's a high school football game. He's open to all ideas. There's no totem pole that the OC has to have all the ideas, then the quarterback coach, and then the tight end coach. There's no pecking order with him. He's going to let all of his guys bring all these different game plan ideas. And he's going to get his guys the ball. That's one of the things he first told me when I got out there. He's like, hey, man, it doesn't matter if you're a receiver, tight end, running back. I'm going to get my guy touches. And so I'm excited about being back with him.
Yeah, and whenever you got traded, was it traded? No.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you traded
to Arizona.
Yeah, when you got traded to Arizona, I remember it was a big deal because you were on a plane, sitting next to Kyler. The relationship kind of grew. And you said the success you had in Arizona led to you and Kliff Kingsbury wanting to continue. And the Commanders will be excited about that alongside everything else. But a lot of people remember you as Philadelphia Eagle.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Philadelphia Eagle, Super Bowl champion. Obviously, a lot of moments. And Jason Kelce in his retirement speech the other day told a story about you. And obviously, Jason Kelce chose to shout out people in the way that he did through his retirement speech, obviously too many folks. But learning that about you, the story that he told was very cool. And when you're watching along and listening alongside everybody else, what are your thoughts? And did your mind go back to those times in Philly at all while Jason was kind of going through all of this?
Yeah, I mean, everyone knows how I feel about my time in Philly. Our foundation is still doing amazing work back there. And so my love for Philly will never change. So I just want to say that. I don't know what the reception is going to be. I'm all in on the Commanders, though, and so I'm excited about that. But obviously I played with Kelce for 9 years, and just watching his speech, it probably took about 4 years for him to write that speech because he probably dissected it 10,000 different ways. And to hear him kind of go back through memory lane and tell stories about some of the things that I struggled with early in my career. And some of the best memories of my career in Philly were just with Kelce at the cafeteria table, talking BS and after team meetings on Saturday nights. And so he was with me through a lot of tough times in Philly. And I think we helped each other along the way. And so seeing him go out and seeing that speech and how emotional he was, I wasn't surprised. But I mean, you could tell how much he loved that city, how much he loved the game, and obviously he's going out the way he wants to, because we all know he could still play another 2, 3, 4 years.
Yeah, and you can obviously tell how much love he has for you too, because in the middle of it, while he's emotional, he talks shit on you. He goes, rightfully so.
Yeah, I noticed that too. It was rightfully so. You know, that was a tough day, obviously for me, a tough week following that week, but it led to a lot of changes in my life, a lot of reflective moments. The city was killing me for a week. The media said I should never start another game for the Eagles. And in that city, you either got to put up or shut up, essentially. And I think I thrived from that moment on. And so it definitely was a big, I would say, pivot point in my career there.
I think that's what maturing is going through situations, adapting and evolving and learning from them. And like, you never know what that situation is going to be that's going to thrust you into your best, you know? And boy, like for me, I got arrested, you know, for a public intoxication. And it was like, that was terrible. I was not good enough to be the distraction that I was. But that moment, like, I got killed by everybody. It like changed my perspective on everything, and I needed it almost. But I assume in that week when you're getting murdered by everybody, you do not see it that way, because I did not. That was a tough time and I assume that week was the longest week of your life over there in Philly. And now look, $5 million deal with Commanders. Year 12. Year 12, Ertz. It all worked out. Hey, Man's got a question for you, brother.
Yeah, Zach, obviously in Philly, you know, you had Wentz and Foles, and then when you go to Arizona, you know, you got Kyler Murray. Going to Washington, is it a different feeling when, you know, there's so many questions with the quarterback position over there, or did Kliff Kingsbury already tell you, like, hey, we're going to trade up and get Caleb
Yeah,
Williams,
what are you guys
so
doing?
Don't even worry about it.
I have no inside information in regards to the quarterback situation. I've played with a ton of different quarterbacks in my career, all different styles. My first game I played was with Michael Vick. So I've played with a bunch of different quarterbacks. And Kliff, what he's also really good at is making it easy for a quarterback. And so whether it's a guy at 2, or they trade up, or they trade down, or they sign a free agent, or Sam Howell plays. I honestly have no idea what their plan is at the quarterback position. But it's my job to create as much separation as possible to make their job as easy as possible. And I feel like that's what I've been able to do over the past 11 years of my career. And it's something that I look forward to being able to do again in Washington.
Just tell us, Zach.
You know.
I have no inside information. Call Kliff. Get him on the show, man.
Yeah, right. I heard all he does is just watch film pretty much and then go look incredibly cool.
And then go to that cool beach.
Yeah.
Bali or whatever.
Yeah.
All the way on the other side of the world.
Thailand, yeah.
Yeah, and then come back and just watch film all day and then do something cool.
Yeah, he loves ball. He's a big lover of football and watching film, and he's all about scheming up ways to get his guys.
I think it's hard to believe for people. AQ Shipley was on our program, and he described Kliff Kingsbury, and he's like, this guy's a grinder, man. Like, he is in there 4 or 5 a.m.
Yeah.
Like, and he's there all the way. Like, I don't think people think that because of how cool Kliff Kingsbury looks.
Yeah, the house, too, where he's sitting there.
Yeah, the picture on draft night with the whole thing. Like, the guy looks too cool to be a grinder. So, congrats to him, you know, just being like the coolest guy of all time.
He's got it all.
And works his dick off.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, yeah, baby, Kliff.
Keep going, Kliff.
Yeah,
Good luck out there, Kliff.
Round of applause for Kliff.
Yeah, hey, Kliff, way to go, Kliff.
Yeah. Keep it going.
Way to go, Kliff. You know, he did coach Caleb Williams in college last year.
That's right.
You know, and I think that's what he was telling Zach Ertz.
Okay.
What he's doing in there.
Don't you worry.
We're making a move.
It's either Caleb or we're going to bring back Tom freaking Brady.
Oh, you ever heard of Kirk Cousins?
Yeah.
You ever hear of Kirk Cousins?
He likes walking.
Coming back home.
Oh, did you see what happened in Denver? Oh, isn't that interesting? Oh, Russell Wilson.
I
Oh,
like him, too.
that's what. Look how cool he looks.
Yep.
You don't think to yourself, oh, that's like the hardest working human in football.
No, you don't.
You don't think like that is not what you.
Field turf out there.
Yeah, well, he's running sprints back and forth. He's doing the Z. He's
think
doing the
that's
snake
the-
sprints.
That's the
You're
hardest working
right.
guy in the
Back
cartel.
pedal forward.
Yeah, backpedal. Yeah, that's exactly. Zach, you've been there. Is that what's going on? Is that what's going on in the back there?
Yeah, I mean, he needs some freaking, I would say, calf raises based on that picture. But other than that, I mean, he's thriving out there for sure. I don't even know if he still has that place out here, but I'm sure he's going to have some sweet spot in Virginia.
I've Zillowed in the Phoenix area. That house has been sold for so much money. I assume.
I bet.
So much money. That Zillow is a hot one over there. Tone's got a question for you, Zach.
Yeah, Zach, I think the Lions signed you the day after they won the divisional against the Bucks, and then if they would have held on, and if you guys would have held on in the second half, would you have been playing in the Super Bowl? Do you know that or any? What the situation was there?
Yep. Yeah. So the plan was initially, obviously, to come in for a week and learn the playbook, and then have an opportunity to have a legitimate role in the Super Bowl.
That'd been awesome.
And so when we were up 24-10, and then obviously everyone knows what happened and didn't finish the game. It was tough watching, man. I wanted to be out there, and I think just being out there, I love Detroit. I love Dan Campbell. Steve Hyden's my guy, the tight end coach out there. And Sam Laporte is a stud, man. So it was a lot of fun being out there, especially with all the drama that kind of happened in Arizona. It was great to kind of be back out there in a culture that was playing for an NFC championship. And so, yeah, the plan was to play in the Super Bowl, which would have been insane with everything that happened in the past year and a half.
Yeah, that would have been dope.
Yeah.
That's
it would have been awesome.
Yeah, that is like T.Y. Hilton signed in like week 12 or 13 with the Cowboys whenever they were going on a run. It was like, that feels like a good career there. We thought J.J. was going to, your friend, we thought J.J. Watt was going to do that this past year. It was like, wait a minute, is he going to, because he was still running, they said he was still running sprints and shit, J.J. He was still staying in shape.
Are you surprised? I mean,
he's a psycho,
you know
huh?
The guy?
Not as well as you, obviously. He's a psycho. Yeah. That's what I feel like. This guy is a psycho.
Yeah, he trains hard still. He sends me pictures of the workout cars that he's doing. I don't even know who's making them for him all the time, but it's like sets of 20 on lunges, sets of 20 on squats. I'm like, bro, take a deep breath.
Just one time. Time do that. It is.
Yeah.
But we thought he was going to do that, do a run. Mm-hmm. You to sign and then just, what do we hear? Oh, there's only a Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm. Super Bowl. Cool.
All right, I'm preparing for a Super Bowl. If I'm going to play here, I'm going to be playing in. That's a perfect setup. I mean, obviously you want to be with a team. You don't want everything else to take place, but like that's a pretty good setup. Go ahead, AJ.
Zach, you mentioned like you played for a lot of great coaches through college and the NFL. Can you describe what it was like playing for Jim Harbaugh back in college?
Oh man, it was mental warfare for sure. I mean, I was 18 years old. Didn't know up from down at that point. And I was redshirting that year, my first year at Stanford. And so it was, the guy is the best motivator that you've ever been around. He would get under your skin for 6 days out of the week. And then on Saturdays, you'd want to run through a wall for the guy. And so he has your back more than anyone probably I've ever been around. He loves his players, and he's going to push them to get the absolute best out of them. I was only with them for 2 years. Obviously, my freshman and sophomore year, he left after we beat Virginia Tech in the Orange Bowl here, beat Virginia Tech, or other side.
It's all right. Stanford.
Yeah, exactly. But I loved playing for him. He was perfect for me when I was 18, 19, and I definitely wouldn't have been the player or had the career I had without him.
Every story about him's hilarious, it seems like, every single one.
Too many stories.
They're saying this guy was in a cold tub, full khakis, polo, socks, and shoes or something. Like that was the story that was told at the Combine.
Have you heard the story about his hatred for chicken, essentially?
No. He's come all the way back around.
He has, huh?
Yes. This is real.
He's in on chicken.
This is
he owns them now.
Yeah, he said high production,
low maintenance.
Yeah. He said I was wrong. I was wrong about these chickens. I used to say scared bird, nervous bird. Don't want
nervous birds.
Yeah, don't want that. Bird. Don't want that in you. Don't be eating anything. It's nervous. You don't need any more of that. You need to be great or whatever. I don't like the chickens at all. He has chickens at his house. They're his pets, and he said I think he said we get like a dozen eggs every other day. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
high production, phenomenal. Low maintenance. I completely flipped on these things, and that's probably Harbaugh right there saying, "Hey Zach, I love these chickens. You need to get some chickens." Zach, we appreciate your time, man. What was your major in Stanford?
It was called Management Science and Engineering, essentially industrial engineering. But one more Harbaugh story. I can't leave on without giving a Harbaugh story.
Okay.
This guy says he willed himself to being 6'4" by hanging on the monkey bars every day. and drinking whole milk. So that was his secret to success: hanging on the monkey bars and drinking whole milk.
Believes it too.
Hell yeah.
That's the only reason I'm 6'4".
Believes it too. When he was a kid, they were all going somewhere.
Nope.
He was hanging.
What a legend. I'm so happy he's back in the NFL.
Yes.
Hey,
Me too.
let's pivot away from the NFL. Did you watch the U.S. women's national team in the Concacaf Global Super Championship
Cup series
last night against Canada in that wet game? And what were your thoughts on it? How'd the family react to it?
We stayed up till about 11:30 watching this game, and it was in the first half when they scored the goal. It was like insane that the ball just essentially stopped from the back kick or the pass back to the goalie. So we were definitely fortunate on that. And then we gave the goal in the second half. Then we watched extra time. Didn't know what was going to happen. The last kick of the game, they scored the PK to make it 2-2 to send it to penalty kicks, and then Alyssa Nair dominated. So it was fun. It was fun to watch. Obviously, Julie's not a part of the team now. We got a little boy, so it's fun around here this time of year. I think we're still definitely vested in the U.S. women's national team.
I'd assume there's a lot of pride, I'd assume, with that, like an alumni of a team. You know, you would obviously want it to continue to go. Are we still the best? I don't know. Well, no, we're the best, right? We're better than everybody?
I mean, that's the American motto, right? I mean, do we ever say it otherwise?
Amen.
Yeah. I was starting to think that maybe you were taking a low shot at us, but why not?
Yeah, we are the best.
Yeah, we are.
Never.
Our league,
That was
too.
all American pride.
MLS, best league in the world.
That's right.
Bar none.
You guys do the
Best player in the world. Best player in the world in the MLS. You know
Who
what I'm
voted
saying?
on it? Who voted on the best player? Not me.
No.
I didn't
Yeah,
vote.
me neither.
Did you vote on it?
Nope.
AJ?
Everyone else did.
Nope.
I don't think any American.
No, it's a World's Award.
Yeah, that's on the other side of the pond.
What's it called? The Ballon d'Or.
Yeah.
Balloon d'Or.
Yup.
The GOAT.
Oui. Ballon d'Or. Leo Messi. MLS.
our league.
Wait, our league.
Bingo.
Luis Suarez.
Bingo.
Oh,
Come
Yeah, no
on.
big deal.
oh my God. And our women obviously always been the best.
Yep.
Yeah.
Do you know what these tournaments are though? They all seem to be made up, but we want to win all of them.
Yeah, man. I don't really know. I thought the Gold Cup was North America only, and then I think Brazil's on the other side playing Mexico. So I don't know who won the game, but so I don't really know where these tournaments are coming from these days. So.
Gumpy, what's going on?
It's a load of crap.
Why is it happening?
Yeah, like I said, they're just letting random teams enter these tournaments. Like the USA is hosting Copa America. They've never been in that tournament
Which is insane.
before.
Yeah.
They
It's
want
awesome,
to test
though.
they want to test their teams against the best teams.
What's
in the world.
Copa America? That's
Uruguay, Brazil,
South
Argentina.
America, yeah.
But
South and Central.
yeah, USA's in the group with Uruguay, so it should be a good test.
Hey, Messi's playing for us.
Yes.
No, he's on Argentina.
No,
What?
No, he's playing for
He's
That-
on our team.
That's
He's playing for
dumb.
us.
All right.
How's that work?
I don't know.
Good
It's
question.
ridiculous.
I don't know what the deal is. This is disgusting.
Messi and prolific.
I mean, when are they? I watched that documentary. Everything's corrupt over there.
It is.
Messi's on the American team in
Should
our
be.
eyes.
Thought he was changing his name to Lou Messi.
Come on.
All right, Zach. Good luck with the Commanders, buddy.
Appreciate you guys. Always here for you if you ever need me. It's been fun.
Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, Zach Ertz.
Yeah, sir.
So nobody knows. That guy's married to
Yeah.
World Cup champion. They don't even
They don't
fully.
get it.
So nobody knows what's going on.
That makes me feel much better.
Yeah, me too.